when MGM asked me to do 2010, they gave me the book. I read the book, and I said I would do it under two conditions. One, Stanley Kubrick has to approve me, and two, I want to change. I want to make changes in the story because I want to make it political. I want to make it about Russians and Americans not getting along and what happens. And that has to be approved by Arthur Clarke. So we arranged a phone call between myself and Stanley, and I was sitting in my office at MGM, and they said, it's Stanley Kubrick. And I remember literally standing up. Honestly, I stood up. And the thing about Stanley Kubrick is he just didn't sound like Stanley Kubrick. He was incredibly warm, had this New York accent. I'm from New York. He was utterly disarming, very gentle, very patient, very kind, except immediately said, when you made that movie, I had made a film called Outland with Sean Connery. And he said, when you made that shot you made, and he immediately started to question me about technical aspects. And he had problems being admitted into the union in England as a cinematographer, so he was never really recognized for himself being a cinematographer. And I, after a fairly long and bitter struggle, had been admitted in America into the IA as a cinematographer. So he was questioning, all about that. And we began to talk about lenses and film stocks and cameras and camera movements and stuff. And we spoke probably for 2 hours, and probably because my legs were tired. I said, look, we got to get something out of the way here. Is it okay with you if I'm the one who writes and directs this movie? He said, oh, yeah, of course. Just the one thing you have to do is just don't be scared. Just make your own goddamn movie. Don't worry. And then we went on. And the phone call was over, and my assistant, the guy who was working with me, came in to my office and said, what was it like? And I was kind of slumped in my chair, kind of dazed. I'd actually spoken with a deity. And he said, what was it like? I said, well, we talked for 2.5 hours. I told him everything, and he told me nothing. A couple of months later, I was sitting with Arthur Clarke, and I said, Arthur, what was it like the first time you had a conversation with Stanley Kubrick? He said, well, it's really interesting. We were outside, and we sat on a bench. We talked for about 2.5 hours. I told him everything, and he told me nothing.